heart of musical defiance, brought to you by Delta Gold Media in the vibrant spirit of New Orleans, Louisiana. We are your sanctuary of sonic rebellion, dedicated to unearthing the unfiltered voices of independent artists across genres. From the heart-pounding rhythms to the soul-bearing melodies, we are the pulse of untamed music. This is KFUK Radio, where we stand united against conformity and amplify the raw power of creativity. Tune in, turn up, tear down. Join the rebellion.
Tune in, turn up, tear down. This is KFUK Radio. If I'm too loud, please let me know. I've been having issues listening back. It's like way too loud. I monitor through a split mix. So today we're going to be celebrating in memorial of his life, my friend and artist, Dege. He recently signed to Prophecy Records. Friday, coroner ruled as suicide. So, he was 57 years old. Sounds right. Born in 67. And he has left behind a legacy of literary work and musical work. And today I'm going to share some of his musical work. And we're going to focus on Dege today, because this weekend I will be in the studios in Sulphur and Lake Charles, and Saturday is scheduled, and the memorial is in Lafayette. I'm going to try to make it, but if we can't get what we need to get done in that time frame at the studios, then I won't be able to make the memorial, but I'm damn sure going to try. I've already talked to Charles Lyons from Band of Sinners. Well, actually, I haven't heard a response to see if he's going. Aaron Thomas from Cortez Del Mar. It's just all these bands and Dege and all of the community here in Louisiana. Dege was our Shaquille O'Neal for the independent Southern psychedelic rock alternative scene. Like, he slam dunked. And I have some story to tell about how I met Dege that goes back to the early aughts, but I mean, he was my friend. We did not hang out a lot. We were too busy doing what we were doing, I guess. Every time we would talk, it was like, we need to hang out. But we never really, after that first time we met, that was pretty much it. But we did gig together. But again, we didn't hang out. It's like, you play a gig, and it's like, if it's a show, for at least this is how I am. If I play a show and I really put my heart into it, I'm exhausted afterwards. I can't even dedicate the memory space to watch another performance. It's like ODing on stuff. So, yeah, we're gonna start it off with some stuff off of Trailerville, which was the album that he was promoting when I met him, that and his Santeria material. And it came to me through my my boss, essentially, associate. going to really annoy me today. That keeps happening. Do not disturb. All right. So it came to me through essentially my boss, Stephen Moore from Music Square One. And he had been pushing this album, and it ended up on Steve's desk at Music Square One, High Cotton Records. And the pretense of me meeting Dege for the first time was to convince him to do digital distribution. And I'm going to play... doesn't really matter what I play. It's all good. Probably one of my favorites from this album, Elegy for a Dead Star. It's a 7-minute song. There's a lot of long tracks on this record. Around this time, he was going out in the bayou with in these remote locations and filming, just playing in nature, in the swamp, in hot, muggy, mosquito-filled swamps. And there's a video somewhere. I wish I could find it. I looked for it. I don't know who has it, but it might be in the compilation. But he would go out in the swamp and play with a loop pedal with a DC converter and just play for nature and God for the hell of it. But people were filming it. This is called Elegy for a Dead Star from our recently deceased brother Dege. His work is done. There was more, possibly, but I choose to believe that you can't leave until your work is done. So now we get to enjoy it, the work that he put in. Elegy for a Dead Star. that was Elegy for a Dead Star. This album, Trailerville, was sort of after a period of time with a band that he was with called Santeria. And Santeria was an active band in the 90s. And things didn't quite work out. Turns out the end of the 90s was the end of the record business, and as we knew it. And, Dege had sort of already got his foot in the door, but it quickly got smashed. And it was because of the overreaction of the industry to digital publishing. So this leads into how I met Dege. I met him as an agent for High Cotton Records and Music Square One. And this album that he was promoting was a lot of instrumental stuff. It's great. He was looking to get some synchronization in film and stuff. But also, I mean, he was making this music it was raw. So he was just selling raw meat, trying to get something for the raw meat. But he was afraid of doing all digital publishing. He wanted to be selective. He contacted an attorney, my friend Steve Moore, and my friend Steve was quite a bit older than us, and there was some distrust there, some punk rock distrust. And Steve saw that, and he was like, I need to find someone younger. So he went maybe a little overcorrected, because I was 25 when I met Dege. And so Dege was, 36, something like that, 37. And so basically this kid's trying to explain to him in a van. I met him at the Mellow Joy coffee shop. It was more or less a professional meeting, and I think he expected me to walk him down to an office of some kind, and it was my van, and I opened up the door and was like, here's my office. Had all the paperwork there, not for him to sign, but to answer any questions that he had and to explain what digital distribution could do for him, and even the free stuff, because he was very concerned about getting screwed, because he got screwed in Santeria and the old record business. So he went ahead with it and started publishing everything everywhere, and started working on a new album. And I am going to skip ahead. That whole album is great, Trailerville. And whenever he released the next album, which was 6 years later, he spent the next 6 years writing and playing and stuff, writing cablog. When I met him, he was writing cablog. So if you want to read an interesting book, I need to fix the chat. Thanks for reminding me. Here we go. All right. So, cablog is just a diary of him driving a cab along the southern Louisiana coast for oil-filled hands, prostitutes, workers of all kind, and legal and illegal. So we're gonna just see how we're gonna start folk songs of the American Longhair, which was released in 2010. And the songs were written long before that. you know, they were developed and cultivated over a period of years. So we'll start and go all the way to track 3. And that'll be 9 minutes. There's so much good on this one, but there's to continue on through and to memorialize and give a proper tribute. I want to cover more of a full spectrum of his 6 major releases. So here's the first 3 tracks off of Folk Songs of the American Longhair by Brother Dege. And there's more to the story, especially after the last song plays, because something big happened in Dege's life because of this song. So here we go. This is going to be Hard Row to Hoe, track 1. Track 2 is The Girl Who Wept Stones. And track 3 is Too Old to Die Young. Brother Dege, Folk Songs of the American Longhair on KFUK Radio.
Ten long years, 10 more to go. One right in jail, gone, let me go, son. Save your prayers, cry no more. Ain't gonna kill none. Could be the way it was, could be the way it was, could be the way it was done. Could be a hard one, you hitting late without no, but are you planned? Don't wanna grow done beyond a pale driven dust. It ain't no wonder. Could be the way it was, could be the way it was, could be the way it was sung. Could be a hard wood crow. It's hard to tell which way it goes. You're living well, way down the road, son. You're taking hell, giving blood to all it wants, son. Could be the way it was, could be the way it was, could be the way it was, son. Could be a hard road to hoe. Could be a hard road to hoe. It's such a hard road. It's such a hard road. Where it ends, we never know. How, when, or way down the road, son. What kind of man will we become? I'm trying to tell you, don't let them break me, Lord. Don't let them break me, Lord. Could be the way that I was sown. Could be hard shipbone and dry dirt. Well, a woman is cursed or crazy, and I know how it hurts. All the way to God to get us through. The girl who wept stones, no hope she won't ever leave me when the cold wind starts to drown. The girl who wept stones, wept stones. Wept stones, wept stones, wept stones, ah, wept stones. Your love is strong. My heart's done wrong to everything I come round. Don't wake you up with dirt and wore you down. The girl who wept stones, the girl who wept stones, the girl who wept stones.
So as that song was playing and I saw the next one coming up, I want to preface this one because this song for a good while was just, you know, a song on the record and something that he would play in his set, something that Cecil Doyle from KRVS Lafayette would play on the broadcast that he does, the Medicine Ball Caravan. And I'm sure it got airplay in Europe. There's a lot of stations over there that'll play independent music if you give them a license. So, Too Old to Die Young was one of the last times I remember before that song got licensed by Quentin Tarantino. Who does really care about music and soundtracks and the musicians and how equal distribution, fair distribution, sharing. Like the just because the musicians aren't on the set, their music helps make the film. So Quentin has he's an outlier in that. Not everyone is like that. They just want to pay you once and not share in the profit of the property, the intellectual property. So I had heard that Dege got a notice and a phone call from Quentin. I don't remember who from. Maybe from Skeeter. So I got in touch with Dege and I called him and he said, "Yeah, I mean, I Quentin called me and we talked about music, we talked about the song, we talked about what it was going to be in the movie, where it was going to be, what the scene was like, and then we worked out the details, and it was it was more than fair." So he was very generous. And so at that point, and I'm kind of working this through as I go, because looking at how entertainment incentives exist here in Louisiana now, at that point, there was a relationship change, or at least an interaction on a personal level with someone such as Quentin Tarantino directly to the artist. And when a song hits you a certain way, and if you're Quentin Tarantino and you've got some script in your head and you're trying to think of the perfect music and the beat and the sound and how it's supposed to feel, like, you know, you're tuning in to what that is supposed to sound like. And basically the story is that it was on a podcast that Quentin would listen to sometimes, and they played this song. Quentin was driving home in his whatever. He's mentioned in an interview when he heard the song, he was driving home from LA on the 101 or something, and he heard this song, and he told his music supervisor, which he basically is the music supervisor, but he has to have a music supervisor. So, but he went and directly contacted Dege, and they negotiated the synchronization for Too Old to Die Young and Django Unchained. And now, well, at that point, it was sort of a low-key big deal for a big-time Hollywood director to just go directly to an artist, and a Southern artist who, Dege is very, practical, and genuine. He was a very genuine guy. So if anybody, and he'd been through the fucking ringer, we all go through the ringer, but, damn, like, it was, for him to come back and to have this success, was a blessing, and a signal in the music world, to the music industry and the music industries of the world, that we can do that. We can override you. We can supersede you. We can bypass you. And we will. And Brother Dege, so far as I know, in Louisiana, was the first to do such a thing. Too Old to Die Young, Brother Dege, off Folk Songs from the American Longhair in 2010, which changed the musical landscape and the music industry in Louisiana, at least. Enjoy.
Nobody knows it. Side to and forth, God above and the devil below you. Got your reasons, I got my wants. Still got that feeling, but I'm too old to die young now. Too old to die young now. Above or below the ground. Yes, I'm too old to die young now. Still the good Lord might lay me down. Round we go, what stops? Nobody knows it. Side to side, baby, down in the hole. God above and the devil below him. Your reasons, and I got my wants. Still got that feeling, but I'm too old to die young now. Too old to die young now. Above or below the ground. Yes, I'm too old to die young now. Still the good Lord might lay me down. Me down. To die young now. Too old to die young now. Above or below the ground. Still the good Lord might lay me down.
All right. That was Too Old to Die Young Now. Oopsies. All right, cool. So that's the next song on Folk Songs of American Longhair, which I highly recommend you check out. All of his stuff. Hey, Trav. Love you too, bro. I'd say I miss you, and I do, but it's like, wasn't that long ago I saw you. But with all the people dying, it's just like, we don't know how much fucking time we got. Never know. Did I clip when I just said never know? Can anyone tell me that? Did I clip? Does anyone know what that means? Ooh, all proper with Miss Amy. I think she might prefer Miss at this point. I don't know. I'm just taking wild stabs. So those were the first 3 tracks off of folk songs for the American Longhair, which were songs that he had already written and published. Trailerville in 2004, which was a year before I moved back. And he was contacting Steve and whatever. I met him. He was like, he begrudgingly resigned to the reality that digital publishing was the way of the future, He didn't like it because just like in the music industry before, the money goes through too many people's hands. He just wants cash. You know, you want to pay me? Cool. Let's work it out. But yeah, so he was understandably paranoid, and that was my task from Steve Moore to go reach out to him from a younger perspective, to Dege, because he would trust that perspective more than he trusted Steve. And it was a good time to, part of the convincing argument was that he had a good catalog, and he was working on more, which I just played some of that more. And so from that point on, he did all the digital publishing. And one of the last messages I have on Facebook in October, or no, that wasn't October, it was before October, because I've been doing these broadcasts for, I don't know, half a year. So this was probably 5 months ago. I said, hey, yo, I'm doing a broadcast. Can I play your shit? And he's like, music? I'm like, yeah, music. He's like, yeah. I was like, well, what can I play and what can I play? And he was like, music? All of it. So, Prophecy Records, just to make sure, after he died, I tagged Prophecy Records from the Delta Gold Media page to make sure this broadcast is okay to do, and to do a complete feature on Dege. So he wrote that record in 2010, or he published the record in 2010, was writing it from the time I met him until he finished recording it. Because certain platforms that exist now didn't exist then, and he didn't do GoFundMe or anything. He volunteered at a Catholic men's shelter and drove a cab and wrote about his experiences in the cab logs. And that plus odd jobs and stuff, it funded the record. So truly is a appropriate title, Folk Songs for the American Long Hair. The next record was written from and was leftover songs, because you always have stuff falls on the floor, I call it, like stuff that you've had for years and you may rework it into a song that you can put on a record. And so I think that How to Kill a Horse has some of that on it, but I also think that there was a good bit that was written from the after recording folk songs for the American Long Hair and up to this point. So basically a 2 year period, 2 to 3 year period. And I'm going to start with the title track, How to Kill a Horse. And I love this song. It has the grittiness of old country and the bite of hard alternative and even elements of punk. And with a very sincere literary style. So it's a real fucking treat. How to Kill a Horse off How to Kill a Horse, 2013. Brother Dege.
kill. Can you help me bind his rings? Deep in the ruins of shame, where only dogs, dust, and fools shall remain. I kicked and cracked my keel to find a vein, to beget a tear and yet be gone away. I got a horse to kill. Can you help me bind his reins? I got a horse to kill that no man can break. Deep in the dogma of dreams, where only fog, fate, and fools shall remain. Some say the evil will wane, to beget a fear and yet be gone away. I got a horse to kill. Can you help me bind his reins? I got a horse to kill that no man can break. No man can break.
How to Kill a Horse by Brother Dege. I got a horse to kill that no man can break. Now, it's a cool line and everything, but the truth of the matter is that Dege had a BA in philosophy, and he thought very deeply about things. And it wasn't super common, but what I'm about to describe was not super common, but sometimes wild horses, if you have a corral of other horses and they're too wild, they would kill that horse, have to bind it up and just shoot it because it would rile the other horses up that could be tamed. And there's allegory, there's metaphor, there's some deep concepts in that deep cut. And the album is called How to Kill a Horse. So What it meant to Dege, I don't know. I derive meaning from my own subjective view, but I'll leave that to speculation. There's 3 more tracks that I want to play off this album. The next one, it was one of the more popular songs off this record, and it's called Crazy Motherfucker. Yeah, Tiff, these are beautiful memories, and you know what, I've lost, or I try to forget how many people I've lost to suicide that were artists, my friends, my peers. And when I go back and listen to the ones that have published work, and I was around when they were writing it. Sometimes we'd have conversations about music and what we were working on. And this is the case with Dege. Like, short conversations, you're busy when you're doing production. He was a busy guy. And busy doesn't necessarily, I don't mean busy body, but it's like in your mind, you're trying to sort things out. I believe someone else said it is part of the healing process, probably blues. And it is, very much. The album that my brother and I did was a healing for me. And I hope for him. And it is, yeah, it gets emotional. But, you know, that's what we feel. This is why music is a universal language, because everybody feels something. Crazy Motherfucker by Brother Dege off How to Kill a Horse.
Yeah, I'm a crazy motherfucker walking up your street. Craziest fucker that you ever seen. Yeah, I'm a crazy motherfucker walking up your street. Craziest fucker that you'll ever meet. Yeah, I'm a crazy motherfucker walking up your street. Got a duct tape suit and some tater sack jeans. Yeah, I'm a crazy motherfucker walking up your street. Cuckoo bugging eyes like some egg fried beans. Craziest fucker that you'll ever meet. You got to give me back the pay. Now don't you know? You got to give me back the pay. Now don't you know? You got me crawling on my knees. Now don't you know? You got me begging in the street. Now don't you know? You got to give me back the pay. Yeah, I'm a crazy motherfucker walking up your street. Craziest fucker that you ever seen. Yeah, I'm a crazy motherfucker walking up your street. Craziest fucker that you'll ever meet. Craziest fucker that you'll ever meet. You got to give me back the pay. Now don't you know? You got to give me back the pay. Now don't you know? You got me crawling on my knees. Now don't might lose his shit in his mind, then start acting a little crazy. Maybe his daddy dropped him on the head as a baby. Maybe a crazy woman left him and it joined his brain to gravy. Yeah, feeling a little crazy, like spitting on a toenail and chewing on a daisy. You know, some of these motherfuckers will make you feel so crazy. You got to give me back the pain. 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 Don't you know? You got to give me back the pain. Don't you know? You got me falling on my knees. Don't you know? You got me crawling through the skis. Don't you know? You got to give me back the pain. Don't you know? You got to give me back the pain. Don't you know? You got me crawling on my knees. Don't you know? You got me begging in the street. Don't you know? You got to give me back the pain. Don't you know? You got to give me back the pain. Don't you know? You got me crawling on my knees. Don't you know? You got me begging in the street. Don't you know? You got to give me back the pain. Don't you know? You got to give me back the pain. Don't you know? You got me crawling on my knees. Don't you know? You got me begging in the street. Don't you know? You got to give me back the pain.
Crazy motherfucker. Brother Dege off How to Kill a Horse. When this album came out, I thought for sure, when did Django Unchained come out? I don't even remember. Let me check. I want to say it's a 2012 film. Yeah. To me, this album was like super inspired. He had, and there's something to be said for the quality of work you can do when you don't have the distractions and you can focus and you have the resources. When given a blank canvas and all the things that you need to do with it and the time, people can create amazing works of art, invent mathematics, I mean, whatever. Figure out the orbit of Mercury. But those people, oddly, or just coincidentally, or perhaps serendipity, a lot of times have a dark side or a unseen side, a private side, an inside core that very few people get to know. So that leads very well into the next song. That was my segue. Probably sucked. Another song off How to Kill a Horse, The Darker Side of Me.
touch the end all. Too way damn far to dream. The time has come to see just where it all may lead. So don't you come grieve on the darker side of me, darker side of me. Where has my God gone? Where can he be? Traipsing off into the dark, dark. Too way damn far to see. Where has my God gone? Where can he be? Coming around to get me one more. Too way damn far to dream. The time has come to see just where it all may lead. So don't you come grieve on the darker side of me, the darker side of me, the darker side of me. Way down, way down, way down, way down, way down, way down to the darker side of me. Way down, way down, way down, way down, way down, way down to the darker side of me. Way down, way down, way down, way down, way down, way down to the darker side of me.
Darker Side of Me, Brother Dege on How to Kill a Horse. The last song I'm going to play off this record is called The River, and it's got the least amount of plays. I think it's a very underrated song. I think it's probably one of my favorites, top 3 on the record. But there's everything on this record is good. So, The River by Brother Dege, How to Kill a Horse. And then we'll move on up to 2015.
Yesterday's tomorrow, as tomorrow is today. The day after the next one, so little seem to change. You might milk an empty feeling and the sorrow that it brings. A circle in the meaning, don't know who, what to blame. Someday, some way, the river knows something you don't. Yesterday's tomorrow, as tomorrow is today. And the year after the next one, so little seem to change. Well, the first, the last, the leaders, the lost along the way. The trouble up in between us got to bend before you break. Someday, some way, the river knows something you don't. Yeah, the river knows something you don't. Yeah, the river knows something you don't. Yesterday's tomorrow, as tomorrow is today. One day after the next one, so little seems to change. You might find a mind to keep on keeping along the way. Another mile to dream on, dreaming just the same. Someday, some way, the river knows something you don't. Yeah, the river knows something you don't. Yeah, the river knows something you don't.
Mississippi River, if you've ever seen it, it's very, very large. If you look at nature, see a big tree. You think about how old it is. If it, if it had a brain like us, doesn't mean it doesn't have some kind of intelligence, right? What about a river? Is everything alive? I would bet the river does know some things we don't. Safe bet. So that was 2013, How to Kill a Horse. I encourage you to check out the entire album. Of course. Of course. 2015. So for Dege, I don't remember much. He got busier and busy because why wouldn't he? Super success story. And he worked on a record. He went even deeper and wrote. When I say went even deeper, I just mean that he had momentum. He had the space and the creative means, and he had experienced it in every way, whether it was him having to do it on his own, or Quentin Tarantino calling him and writing a sync contract that was very fair, that allowed him to tour and supply himself with what he needed, to this record where it was a mix of both. He was still able to pull a lot out of himself to share. So 12 tracks right after an album that had, what was it, 2 years after, so cranking out 12 songs a year, 13 songs a year on record. It's a lot of stuff. What gets published is not all of what's there. Some people don't realize that. What I have versus what I've published, the difference is immense. I have a stack of notebooks this high. What I've published is 12 pages of a notebook. It's an iterative process, is what I'm saying. And his writing seemed to just never stop. So we'll start with Pay No Mind. This is off of Scorched Earth Policy. And it was 2015. He seemed to be, and like I said, I wasn't in touch with him, so I wouldn't know, maybe once that year. But he was gigging a lot. And in the grind mode, I'd say, in grind mode. So, a lot of these songs, and even the title, Scorched Earth Policy, like, he's got what he needs and he's going for it. And so this is Pay No Mind off Scorched Earth Policy from Brother Dege.
With the ring to shine, bring the beat down low and dirty. Ain't got to pay no mind, ain't got to pay no mind. Sometimes the low get lonely, sometimes I'm behind. Way back in the hills and hungry, ain't got to pay no mind, ain't got to pay no mind, ain't got to pay. No mind. I was king with the chunks of dumpsters, pulling prairies of a whole new kind, holding nuts at rock steady. Ain't got to pay no mind, ain't got to pay no mind. Some talk the talk and lurking, some walk the walk and line, flat broke in the land of plenty. Ain't got to pay no mind, ain't got to pay no mind, ain't got to pay no mind.
Ain't gotta pay no mind. That's one thing you don't have to pay for, your mind, I guess. Gonna go through my favorites. Next one is Yellowbone. and these aren't the super... Pay No Mind was a popular song, but and so was The Day I Was Born, but I should play that one. I'll play The Day I Was Born, or Day I Was Born. This is Day I Was Born, 2 tracks later on Scorched Earth Policy, my brother Dege. Day I Was Born. Dr. Craig.
I'm a stone cold grinder that can't change. Last of the bloodline that holds sway. Days get darker, you don't say. Ain't seen the sunshine for 10 days. But you know I'm alive, just like the saints of old. Yeah, I came here to grind, just like the day I was born. But you know I'm alive, just like the saints of old. Yeah, I came here to grind, just like the day I was born. Just like the day I was born. Just like the day I was born. To the mountain that don't break, over the fountain the same way. Days get darker, you don't say. Ain't seen the sunshine for 10 days. Ain't seen the sunshine for 10 days. But you know I'm alive, just like the saints of old. Yeah, I came here to grind, just like the day I was born. But you know I'm alive, just like the saints of old. Yeah, I came here to grind, just like the day I was born. 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 Alive like the saints of old. Alive like the saints of old. The day I was born.
Day I Was Born. Off Scorched Earth Policy. Now I'm going to skip to Yellowbone off the same album, Scorched Earth Policy. A lot of touring. I believe they had a whole tour in Europe, Western Europe, Switzerland, Germany, the Netherlands, all that stuff in the Quixote van. So, and then came back and toured some here. Yellowbone by Brother Dege, Scorched Earth Policy.
I tell you what, you tell me why. Stack 'em up, break out your walls, do what you want. Sometimes you say, John, how high do you want is so rough. She goes on, she goes on and on and on. Yeah, my yellow bone, you know she goes on and on and on. Yeah, my yellow bone, she played a bone. No matter what, don't matter why, you show up. I got to follow for you, leave me behind. To catch up, to get mine. Can I climb up to the top of your throne? She goes on, she goes on and on and on. Yeah, my yellow bone, you know she goes on and on and on. Yeah, my yellow bone, she played a bone. She goes on. My yellow bone, she goes on and on and on. Yeah, my yellow bone, she goes on and on and on. Yeah, my yellow bone, she goes on. Yeah, no, yeah, no. Yeah, my yellow bone, she goes on.
I just got to say that is some excellent guitar playing. And some people would say he's a minimalist, but no, he just plays what is needed to be played, and I love that in a guitar player. I mean, there's a lot of people that can rip and shred, but do you really need to get your point across? Sometimes you may, but yeah, tasteful. Last song I'm going to play off this is the last song on the record. It's called The Way of the Lamb. And again, you know, this writing is fantastic. So at the end, I'm going to play the music video that Prophecy Records released and the album release for his last posthumous his last posthumous record. The last time he died, no, he is gone. And this is his first posthumous release. And I'm going to show the music video, and I'm probably going to play a single before that from that album. But this is The Way of the Lamb, 2015 Scorched Earth Policy. They toured all over playing this stuff. It's a high energy tour, and I'm sure he was ragged out when he got back home, but continued to tour. So this is The Way of the Lamb, Brother Dege, Scorched Earth Policy.
The unknown, in the shadows of man, and forgot whose raven animals surrender their command. This crown of thorns, this cross to the strange, stranger than you want. Strange like the way of the Lamb. I'm powerless in motion, I'm swinging from the night. The moon is on a string, I know you want it now. In the carnival of voices, drown the small talk and the jive. Like the way of the lamb. Can you take the world war? Zero like a man. I tore the crown of thorns from my head to such a drag. Now I'm free of all the crosshairs. I know you'll understand. Just like the way of the land. This crown of thorns, this cross to the strange, all the nameless gospels, all the faceless names. Of the Lord. Maria slits the dawn, I'm almost no one. Maria slits the dawn, I'm almost no one.
The Way of the Lamb, 2015. That was the last track. I with that tour, I could imagine them using that as a last song too, and then because it's like leaves you wanting more. Big great encore, like song before an encore. Like say play that song and say we're done. And then they're like, no, you haven't played Too Old to Die Young. And then, oh, okay, come out and play Too Old to Die Young and just freaking tear the place apart. So from 2015 to 2018, I was going through all kind of stuff. And so I lost touch with Dege, with the occasional Facebook message. And, and he was still rocking and rolling and touring and all over the place. So I thought I'd turn this on Do Not Disturb. But yeah, moving along because it's 1:32 and I do have travel time today. I'm not trying to rush this. And I hope that whoever watches this, if I share it, if you're watching this, if I shared it to you at the memorial, this is no, you know, how would I say it? I'm just sharing my experience with Dege. And I know that we weren't we played a couple of gigs, but we didn't even really talk. It was just work. And we did have that meeting in 2006, 2007. But we stayed in touch up until October was the last time I heard from him. And on a I guess a peer professional level, whatever. But during all these years, we both were going through very difficult things. I can't say what he was going through. I don't really know. I just know that he was, and so was I. So in a way, we were just diving into our I feel like we were both, and I still am because I'm still alive, diving in to the creative space to try to just dig as much out as possible because it is healing. The next album happened in 2018, and the single was Country Come to Town. So this is Country Come to Town off of Farmer's Almanac, by Brother Dege.
Top of the day, lazy whip down to your bones. Get up and get it, baby, all day long. Maybe nobody cares, maybe nobody wants to see the way. City to city for the best in show. I got some cattle to call, you got those bunny sounds. Lazy, don't get it in this old ghost town. Why don't you get out the way so I can lay it all down? Either way, now here I come from the smallest town on the lowest run. All the same, got no bad blood. When country come to town, yeah, old town to country come, because there ain't nowhere to run. Nowhere to run. Ain't it a pity when your rooster crows at the top of the day, lazy way down to your bones? Ain't got no money, ain't no rich man's son. Man, I work like a slave from the darkness to the dawn. Either way, now here I come from the smallest town on the lowest run. All the same, got no bad blood. When country come to town, yeah, old town to country come, because there ain't nowhere to run. Nowhere to run. Nowhere to run. Nowhere to run. Either way, now here I come from the smallest town on the lowest run. All the same, got no bad blood. When country come to town, yeah, old town to country come. Either way, now here I come from the smallest town on the lowest run. All the same, got no bad blood. When country come to town, yeah, old town to country come, because there ain't nowhere to run. Nowhere to run.
When Country Come to Town, that was a single off of Farmer's Almanac. I'll play the second single called Bastard's Blues off Farmer's Almanac by Brother Dege. Enjoy.
Come down, slow papa. There ain't no way out. Upside head down, blacked out and hit the ground. Then they found him cold dead, hit a whole town blood red. Raised a bull on a snake chain. At the age of 12, I went astray. At 22 they say I killed a man. Yeah, today they One step to the holy chair, then the hall to the garden stair. Tie 'em up and I'm on the chair, in and out the door here. Raise the bull on a snake chain. Yeah, today they say I'm gonna
Bastards Blues off Farmer's Almanac. So I've got the new video for Turn the Screw queued up. Before we get to that, I'm going to play White Boy off of Farmer's Almanac. Then we're going to play one of the other songs off the new album. And then we're going to watch Turn of the Screw off of Brother Dege's album that comes out tomorrow. So, yeah. It's high noon. It's White Boy, Brother Dege, Farmer's Almanac. White Boy. Next up, off the new album, single, The Devil You Know. And then we're going to end off with Turn of the Screw, Devil You Know.
Someday I'll meet you out there all the way before they come to take us away. I'll take you to a place where we won't be found in our cold bed, sleeping baby past past the dead. The moon is hanging by a thread, running with the dreamers in the clouds. So come my baby, all of the world's so crazy. No, yeah, no. This town might break me, and I don't wanna be crazy. No, with the devil you know, the devil you know. Someday I'll meet you out there all the way. Don't even know if I can change it all around. I'm wide awake. What's mine is yours and yours to take. It's already been made to break. Break it into pieces on the ground. So come my baby, all of the world's so crazy. No, yeah, no. This town might break me, and I don't wanna be crazy. No, with the devil you know, the devil you know. Come my baby, all of the world's so crazy. No, yeah, no. This town might break me, and I don't wanna be crazy. No, with the devil you know.
Devil You Know comes out tomorrow, and we'll watch this video and wrap up. This is Turn the Screw. I'll put it on the main screen. Let me make sure the main screen doesn't have crazy volume. Looks good. Looks good to me. Turn of the Screw, Brother Dege. Album comes out tomorrow.
twice. Yeah, the wheels are on rolling, roll on to another time. And there ain't no one left to run to, ain't no one left to fight. Right or wrong, it's just a little sacrifice. Let's get it on, 'cause we may never get it right. Turning the screw down, turning the screw down, turning the screw down, just a turning the screw down. When I ask you what you want, will you look me in the eye? From the tip of your tongue, no need to tell me twice. Yeah, the wheels are on rolling, roll on to another time. There ain't no one left to run to, ain't no one left to fight. Right or wrong, it's just a little sacrifice. Let's get it on, 'cause we may never get it right. Turning the screw down, turning the screw down, just turning the screw down, just turning the screw down. We may never get it right. Turn it up. My little leg, come a day, find another way. Can you help me turn the screw back? Turning the screw down. Come on, man. Come with me. Come with me. Come with me. Come with me. We may never get it right. Turn it down. Whoa. Whoa. Just turning the screw down. Turning the screw down. Turning the screw down. Just turning the screw down. We may never get it right. Turn it up.
Turn the screw now. You know, when I watch him work, it's very, very much, I guess that's one thing I feel like we had in common is that, you know, music is like a trade. Deej had a very deep respect for nature. I learned that early on with his early YouTube stuff. And love for philosophy. And nature is indiscriminate. But when I found out that he died, my reaction was not my typical grief. I've had an experience now. I can't explain it. I know other people who have been in serious critical conditions and have had similar experiences. Who knows what the hell it is? But I took from that experience the same thing you might take away from a very potent hallucinogenic journey where it kind of reprograms you. And at my core, I know that we can't even leave this place until our work is done. And it's easy to look at him having another 4 records to make with Prophecy Records as no, his work wasn't done. And yes, he for sure had more that he could have done. And suicide is never easy to deal with, but you don't know what can break a person to that point or push a person to that point. I don't know. I spoke with him in October. Everything seemed fine. He was moving to Germany to keep working on the records. So, but everyone has a breaking point. And I myself, as a survivor of trying to kill myself, know now that you can't, it doesn't work if your work isn't done. And so I choose to believe that Dege's work was done. And it's here for everybody. It's here for you. It's here for me. It's at 6 major releases. That's a lot. And all of them are good. So, rest in peace, Brother Dege, and eternal rest. And yeah, that is my tribute. So, I don't know what else to say. Let me close this window here. There's a certain bond the community shares. And not to say that there's a clique or a niche, but like when someone bears their soul on a record, even if you don't know that person, if they're in your community, there's a mutual respect and love for each other for doing that, because it's not easy to do. In fact, in most cases, people will try to divert you from it. It's a difficult thing to do. So, to anyone who is that type of person, do your work. It's difficult. Sometimes seems impossible. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you next week. All the broadcasts for the rest of the weekend that I do are going to be postponed. So I'll be back Monday. Y'all have a great weekend.
This is KFUK Radio, broadcasting from the heart of musical defiance, brought to you by Delta Gold Media in the vibrant spirit of New Orleans, Louisiana. We are your sanctuary of sonic rebellion, dedicated to unearthing the unfiltered voices of independent artists across genres. From the heart-pounding rhythms to the soul-bearing melodies, we are the pulse of untamed music. This is KFUK Radio, where we stand united against conformity and amplify the raw power of creativity. Tune in, turn up, tear down. Join the rebellion.